all night. In the RPT, you know what's going down. I got that case of beer if you got the cooking crown.
69 missionary, doggy style cowgirl. 69 missionary, doggy style cowgirl.
Keep it wicked when I'm spitting my shit. There ain't no competition when I walk and spit in this bitch.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 3 of Behind the Mask with Mr. Fuentes. I am Franco, the host, and I'm joined here with Mr. Fuentes, the man, the myth, the legend, the beard.
What's up, guys? How are y'all doing? Hope everyone's doing well.
How's your day going, man?
Pretty good. It's I know we pre-record these, but today is the Memorial Monday that I get off, so I had a good 3-day weekend. So it's the last day of the 3-day weekend. So
yeah, I've been off.
It's bitter. Well, I was like, it's bittersweet, but I got to go back to work tomorrow. But then this week's only a 4-day week for work because I already missed Monday. So that's a kind of a good thing to look at.
Silver lining, man.
Silver linings, man.
So this episode, 4 days. This episode today is So in Love. I want to say this is more of a serious track that we've discussed so far on you, because we've done Party in the RPT, which is a party song, and we've done Night Out, which was a more fun. How would you describe Night Out?
A fun story rap.
Fun story rap. There you go. So this one's more one of your serious tracks to get people. I feel like get them uplifted, get them more in the right mindset to be happy. I don't know if that's what you intended, but whenever you're writing it, where was your mindset at? Where did you come up with the idea of this track?
Well, there was like a bunch of beats that I downloaded, and whenever you hear the song, there's a sample in it. It starts off. It's I don't know exactly the time and place, but I do know it's Obama, and he's at some kind of like dinner charity kind of function, I believe, and I guess they dare him to like sing like a song or whatever. So he ends up doing like an acapella of that song. Well, this beat maker made the instrumental sampling that, and it just seemed pretty straightforward. Like, it was just a song that was kind of supposed to be uplifting, it's supposed to kind of reflect the feeling of love. I mean, I know a lot of people probably don't know very much about me, but I've kind of always struggled with depression. So, I guess I don't want to say for depressed people, but I can only speak for myself, what I do personally. But I, sometimes I have to like hype myself up, or have to tell myself things are okay and that things are better than what they are. And this was kind of an opportunity, when I heard this track to do something like that, to make an uplifting type of song, not just for everyone else, but for me to listen to later on and feel better about myself, I guess.
Whenever you write these tracks, whenever you first started, did you write for people in mind, or did you write for yourself? Like, oh, I want to write this type of style, or like, or were you thinking like, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure there's someone out there who likes this type of style of rap?
I want to say like 86% of the songs that I write are for myself. Sometimes I get the concept of a song, like maybe I should do a song kind of like this to try to attract like a different type of fan base. But usually it ends up me just adding my Mr. Fuentes style to it, and it ends up just becoming a Mr. Fuentes song by the end of it. And if y'all don't know what that means at this point, once y'all start listening to my catalog of music, y'all see that, I'll take a lot of tracks and I will change them to a type of comedy that I only really put into music when I do it. A lot of, like on the last episode, someone kind of mentioned that I had like a Little Dicky flow, which I think I'm a little more serious than Little Dicky in general, but the comedic part is there, and I do try to add a little bit of comedy to everything that I write, because life is a comedy. Even sadness is can be funny if you make it that way. So I try to add the comical part of life into my music.
And when you wrote this song, last time we talked about chronological order. Um, when did you write this song, and how long before you released it?
I pretty much wrote it and released it almost like simultaneously in a sense. Like as soon as I wrote it, I recorded it, and it wasn't long after that I put it out.
And chronological order, did you write it? What? When did you put it out? Like before what tracks or after what tracks?
I believe this was like my second solo song I've ever put out. Before that, I had put out because when I had put out "Party in the RPT," I had already started talking to Gary about us doing a collaboration thing, and then I think a little bit later he came up to me with another local rapper, T Slick, who later changed his name to Trev Jean, and he had a track that he wanted Gary to feature in, called "Boss Like That," and then since me and Gary were doing music together, Gary had asked T Slick, aka Trev Jean, if I could also do the other feature that or the other part of the song that was missing a verse, which he had said that was okay. So anyway, so then that was the second song we kind of released. That was actually a song with me and Gary together, but it also had the feature with Trev Jean. And then after that, me and Gary put out a song together that was just me and Gary, and that was No Mercy. And then after that is when I released my other solo track, which was So in Love. And then after that, Night Out, I believe.
Okay, okay. Anything you want to talk about before we get started on the track? Any fun stories about it or moments? Anything you can think of?
About like the putting the song together. I don't remember really why I wrote this song. It's actually one of the songs to me that I actually forget that I wrote. Um, Sometimes I'll just go back on my old like speedballing tracks and kind of look through them and stuff, and it'll be the one that I just forgot existed. Um, and every time I like listen to this song, it's kind of like it. I wrote it for future me, for me whenever I start feeling like down or sad or um, down on my luck, I guess. I'll listen to this song and it usually makes me feel better. Um, Usually makes me feel happier. Um, Sometimes I feel like some of these more serious songs that I write them for later me to realize, there was a lot of growing up I had to do as a person, and that, life isn't always great, but there's still silver linings in between it. And like I said, I've dealt with depression a lot, so I guess I don't know how to really explain it, but sometimes it just feels like in the moments where I'm feeling the most in my head and sad and depressed, I guess, listening to songs like this have really helped me. So it's almost like past me kind of knew that future me needed this for later, which is kind of a funny way to think about it, but you know, and I think How I Met Your Mother said it best that, you know, we're all just doppelgangers of ourselves. Like you from 10 years ago is not the same you now, and me from 10 years ago isn't the same person me now. If we were to go back in time and look at you from 10 years ago, you would probably see a way different person than the person you see in the mirror now. So I always find that interesting, thinking about stuff like that. Like maybe different versions of me have wanted to help me out in my future. Like somehow I knew I needed that for later. Um, but yeah, I mean, like when it comes to the song, why I wrote it and stuff, I just heard the beat. Whatever the song told to me, the beat told to me, I wrote it out and recorded it. There wasn't really nothing that pushed me to write this particular song.
I think being a fan of your music before becoming your friend, I've fallen more in love with your serious tracks. All your other tracks are good, and you're for the funny comedic side. But I fallen more in love with the serious side of Fuentes because you like, pun intended, actually show us the person behind the mask in these
Mhm.
songs, and this one's one of the ones that you can really tell. It's also one that I forget about a lot because again, Speedballin' isn't my favorite CD. It's not one that I
Mhm.
listen to constantly. So whenever we started this whole thing, I was listening to your tracks, and this is the one that I was like, yeah, we're doing this one. I really love this one. I want to hear stories about this one. But let's get started on the plane, which as always, you can find these on SoundCloud. I think all the ones we're discussing this season are on SoundCloud exclusively, just because he samples people and can't sell them.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. A lot of the beats and things that I've gotten for this album, there were either songs that were already songs and I didn't get no proper licensing to like put them onto Spotify streaming sites that charge pretty much give you money for these types of songs. They want to make sure your copyrights are in place. So it's a mixtape. I mean, it has instrumentals, it has beats that I technically couldn't sell or I didn't lease out, but I could use for free. So uh, pretty much a majority of these songs on Speedballin' are going to be on SoundCloud on my Mr. Fuentes / Absolute Kings page.
And if you're listening to this on audio, don't forget you can watch our beautiful faces on YouTube, youtube.com/Most of All Productions. This is also, they both go up at the same time, 10 a.m. every Sunday, every other Sunday. So let's get started.
Welcome, ladies and ladies, and what a great day it is to be alive. I have a special treat for y'all today, so if you're able to, sit back and relax. Maybe grab yourself a beer, make yourself a drink, maybe roll you a little funny one, spark it, take a couple of puffs, and listen to the new track I put together called So In Love. To wake up to another day, I'm blessed. Plus, I feel no stress. Yes, I'm so in love. I don't usually hit the bong, but I will every time I hear the song, cause I'm so in love. And every time your girlie hears me rap, she tends to just wanna clap. I guess she's so in love. Or maybe it's just infatuation, but take advantage of the situation. I'm so in love. And
Okay, first of all, that's Obama saying "So in Love."
I believe so, yes.
That's because like one of the questions I had on here was who is a sample, and then like you sent me the email, everything, and then I read it on top, Mr. Fuentes featuring Obama. I was like, that's hilarious. There's only one Obama that I can think of, so I'm pretty sure. But
Yeah. Like I was saying in the beginning, this is a sample of like I said, I don't know if it was like some kind of presidential. It was when he was president, though, some kind of presidential speech or like some kind of dinner that he went to. But he had went up to talk, and I guess like he said, like you'll hear at the end, he's like, "Y'all didn't think I was gonna do it. I told you that I'd do it." And you know, apparently they dared him to like sing the song, and he, I guess he did. And somebody took that and sampled it into this song.
so how does it feel to know within your first couple of years having a mixtape, you did a song featuring the president?
You know,
Like I think you made it. If whatever goals you had, they're not topping that. You have a song with a president or former president now.
yeah, you're right. I didn't think about it that way, but you're right.
It's like
I got
Eminem.
President Obama, guys. I mean, what other rapper has President Obama on their tracks
Besides the people that sampled this one, but
besides the other people that sampled this song? um,
So
so I did.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I did want to point out something because nobody. I mean, I wouldn't say nobody talks about it, but other people might think about it. So in the very beginning, I say, "Welcome, ladies and ladies." Um, a band that I listened to had started the intro of one of their albums like that, and I just thought it was the most hilarious thing at the time. I was like, "Welcome, ladies and ladies, those guys." So when I heard this part, what I wanted to do, I had stole that line from them to do open this up. Welcome, ladies and ladies. Honestly, like a lot of this track, and I'll probably get into it when I get into the hook too. But whenever I this intro, this was a new. I haven't wrote songs like this before. Like this is, like you said, one of my first tracks. I've done something like this, so I didn't know what to really say in the beginning. Like there was just this big like empty spot in the beginning, and I had no idea like how to like lead into the track. You know, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. So I kind of just made up this intro, which like, you know, in hindsight, I was like, you know, this is kind of stupid, you know? I mean, it's all right, but it's not great either. Like, you know, I
It's
think
not your best, but it's not your worst either.
I think somebody told me once, you know, later on, they weren't even dissing my track. They were just dissing other rappers who do like something similar. But they were like, man, I hate it when rappers say like, you know, check out my newest track. And it's just like, yeah, but like eventually that's going to be an old track. So like, why did you say that? And I say this in here, like, listen to the newest track I put together called So in Love. And I just think it's funny that, you know, it's now one of my oldest tracks. It's not my newest track anymore.
Since we're on the subject of that, I'm gonna forget later on when we discuss that album. But for Smile and Wave and Leftover Pizza, I think Smile and Wave intro, you did something specific, and then for Leftover Pizza, you changed it up. It was for, I think, the main track, Smile and Wave.
No, it was Shine.
Oh, was it Shine?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, check out the new Mr. Fuentes and check out the old Mr. Fuentes. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Shine.
I like that you changed it up in Leftover Pizza. I'm pretty sure I'll forget about it later on, but yeah.
Hell yeah. So anyway, what was your question?
I forgot what it was.
Um,
So if you have anything else about this half verse, we can move on if you don't.
I remember someone making fun of me. Not making fun of me, but like if you ever listen to the rapper Ritz, he does like this weird thing that when he talks, like he ends his like words of his sentence, he'd be like, I came up with the place with an arm bar. Everybody come in with that arm bar. Like he always like end his words like that. And I kind of like tried to do something similar when I did that. Like, and every time your girlie hears me rap, she tends to just want to clap. Like, and I remember somebody like not stopped me, was listening to the song one day, and they were like, "Why did you say that like that?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" They're like, why did you say you're like da 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 blah? You just like drop off like all of a sudden, like you're doing it all melodically, like. And every time your girlie hears me rap, she tends to just want to clap. And I guess at the time, you know, it reminded me of Ritz, how Ritz did his verses. So I guess I was like kind of trying to take that part of his style from him and put it into my track. So if anyone wonders why I said rap so weird, that was why. I was trying to be like Ritz.
So you copied a beat, then you copied.
I didn't copy a beat. The beat was already an instrumental. Like
Sorry. You stole the beat, then you stole the idea for the intro, ladies and ladies, and then you stole from Ritz. So this whole song you're stealing.
Yeah, at least the first like 40 seconds, I already stole 3 things. Yeah.
Day is life or death. This could be my last breath. So I'm living life to the fullest without regret. Party in the RPT, yeah, that was me. It may be a party song to y'all, but for me it's opportunity. One step closer to the dream, I'm scaling to the top. The dream turns to reality with every verse that I drop. Even if I don't get a platinum record in stores, I'll still be getting laid and getting drunk out by the shore. You can be anything you want to be, you just need a little strategy. It's the little things in life that you got to appreciate. Life's great. You have a lover, keep them close. They'll be there when you need them the most. Cherish the time with your family and friends. You never know when it ends. And stay so.
Okay, first things first. I do want to say
I'm the freshest.
You went and predicted your future with, where is it at? One closer to the dream. I'm still into the top. The dream turns to reality. You predicted that you'll be featuring with Rob Zilla later on in your life because he had the song "Dreams Turn to Reality." So he may have stolen that from you. I don't know. I need to go back and check the dates, but just wants to throw it out there. And this is also your first track where you do a callback part in the RPT.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that's important or anything, but just throwing it out there. This is your first time calling back to one of your old songs, saying, "Yeah, I'm fucking great. I'm part in the RPT."
Well, honestly, that was supposed to be a lot more humbling. Like, you know, Party in the RPC is obviously a party song. So, like, I guess when it comes to music, like, to me, you got your like your normal heads, and I call them normal heads because they're just the people that listen to whatever's on the radio or listen to whatever's trendy. They're not really into rap. They're just into something that sounds good that they can listen to. You know, to me, those are the normal heads. Like, they're not really rap heads or metal heads or rock heads or any of that. They're just normal. They're just like people that just like to listen to something that makes them feel good and go on with their day. They don't analyze raps. They don't do anything crazy. They just listen. Music goes through one ear and out the other, and if they like it, they keep it on that station. So in the rap game, to me, you know, almost every rapper is pretty much quotation marks a rap head. And I say almost every rapper because there are some rappers who like just really don't listen to rap. You know, it's kind of crazy when you think about it, but there are some rappers that rap that they don't listen to any of the rappers or any of their peers. They like to rap. They listen to instrumentals and they'll listen to rock all day and heavy metal. And then they'll go back to writing raps. You know, they're only really into like what they do. But most rappers and rap heads, quotation marks, check out lyrics, you know, stuff like that. For rap heads, party songs are not real rap songs in a sense. They're just kind of filler songs, kind of songs you just make for fun. You know, they're not intricate. They're not, you know, metaphor heavy. They're not, what's the word I'm looking for? There's no real substance to it, you know, to a party song. Usually it's just something to make you feel good. Right. So to me, when I wrote that verse, you know, partying RPT, yeah, that was me. It may be a party song to y'all, but for me, it's opportunity. You know, something that I'm going to build off of and make my career come something better. Even though it's just a party song that's kind of like a filler or just a fun, frivolous little song to listen to. It's going to be something that's going to help me get one step closer to the dream and scaling to the top.
And then you have the hook as well. The hook is, I think it's pretty good. I like it.
So I hated this hook for like the longest time. Mostly because like, and somebody kind of said it to me the other day, and I kind of got like butt hurt for like 3 seconds, and then I realized they were right. But you know, my recent TikTok where that girl like, please don't text me when you're drunk, and I tried to do the little like rap. Well, like there, I tried to do like almost like a little singy rap type of deal, but like it's really just, it's like fake singing. It's not like real like la 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 la. It's like la 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 la, like, you know. And I'm not really trying to pitch my voice to something different. I'm just kind of trying to. I forgot what I say in that song. Ask me how's your day. How about this to say? Hopefully it's not the kind of push people away. Anyway, you could tell that I was trying to have some kind of melodic sound to this hook, but not really. But the idea of it was like, you can be anything you want to be. You just need a little strategy, you know. I was trying to come up with something a little melodic, and it was cheap, and I didn't know how to do it. So it just like was like, it became what it was. And the way I did it, I didn't like it. Like, I remember releasing it and reaching out to one of my other rap peers at the time and kind of asking him to listen to it. And he's like, oh, you know, it was all right. And I was like, yeah, I don't think I did the hook really well. And he's like, nah, you didn't. And I was just like, fuck. And that kind of put me down for a little bit. Like, I really couldn't listen to this song for a long time because the hook would bother me. The hook kind of still bothers me, but not as much as it did before. because it is positive, it's uplifting, and it's raw. You know, it's back whenever I was first coming up with music and doing stuff. So I'm not mad at myself for trying to do something new. But back then I was. Back then I was really mad at myself for even
Yeah.
releasing this track.
If you love it, then I mean, what if you love it years later? Then you're not growing. Is how I see it. You've
Mhm.
done so much better things since then.
Yeah, no, definitely.
This is the second verse.
Up to another day is great, so much more habit to create. I'm so in love. Live and learn and spread love. It's so much easier when you're young, just to be so in love. And every time I go out for the night, I come home stumble right. Good times. Parents just don't understand. They're trying to ruin your plan, but they're just trying to look out for the little man. Parents call it irresponsibility. I call it making memories with people that I never see. And honestly, I'd rather be out with them and partying. The reality's a bitch, and it's mucking up my strategy. But the few times that we get, I feel our blessings in disguise. We all do stupid things. It's just a part of living life. Even if I don't get a platinum record in Best Buy, I'll still be making music till the day I die.
Even if I don't get a platinum record in Best Buy, I'll still be making music until the day I die. I hope that rings true because Best Buy has stopped selling CDs, or is like on the verge of. I think they already stopped selling CDs.
Yeah, see, that's how old this track is, man. We're
I
still
remember-
we're still buying CDs at Best Buy, bro. There was still at least 6 rows where you could buy albums. Now you can only get like 1 row.
Dude,
If not, just 1 shelf.
I remember walking into Best Buy. Me and Nick would always go over there because we used to collect CDs. I loved having the physical copy rather than having the fucking on stream shit. And Eminem released an album called The Singles. I think I always thought it was just the UK, but it was right there at Best Buy. I was like, yo, what the fuck? And it had like a whole bunch of his singles, like with the other samples and shit. I was like, yo, I need this. It was like $30. It was like the best $30 I've ever spent.
Hell yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I really, it's not, how do I put this? I guess it's never been that hard, but our resources now compared to back then have just like expanded like tremendously. Like, it's way easier for you to message me, hey, I want your new album, send me $10 from PayPal, and I ship it to you, like from my house. Compared to probably back then, that probably wasn't as easy to do, or have a system set up to do that. From artist to artist, like now I don't have to have a middleman at all. Like I can just sell you my album straight out and I'll make 100% of the profits if I do it myself. Which wasn't the case back then. I mean, everyone back then, you signed a record deal and the label handled everything. The label produced your CD, your label put it out to all the stores, and you got like 20% of all CD sales or something crazy. Yeah, I mean, things have changed a lot, but it has changed a lot too. Is the cars don't even have CD players anymore. Like new cars that you buy, they don't even come with CD players. Like everyone listen, which is fair. Everyone listens to stuff on like online now, Spotify. Like I get it, and technology is getting better and better. It used to be the argument that streaming music didn't sound as good as CD music, because there is a little bit more quality when it comes to the raw CD, in your car. You lose some of the low end usually and high end on whenever they convert files to smaller files. You'll lose some of that low end bump and some of that high end. But I mean, technology is getting crazy nowadays where, we're streaming like full freaking wave files basically with all the in stuff in Spotify and stuff now, and the music just sounds really good. Like, yeah, I would rather have my cell phone with an infinite amount of music that's good quality than one CD with 12 tracks in my car that I have to switch out somehow while I'm driving to listen to another CD. I feel
like we're getting off the subject a little bit.
Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
You have anything you want to add about verse 2?
I guess looking at it in hindsight, you know, I wrote this as, like I said, I was like 22, 23 about the time, because I wrote this about the time I wrote Night Out. And, you know, I was a little wise for my age, I think. You know, parents just don't understand. They're trying to ruin your plans, but they're just trying to look out for their little man. Because, like, you know, in that age, you know, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, you know, even into your early 20s, your parents are usually trying to tell you, not really tell you how to live your life, but pretty much telling you like you're making mistakes in your life. And usually, you know, in that rebellious teenage age, you're just like, God, you ruined everything, Mom. I hate you, Dad. You don't ever want to do anything with me or help me with anything I want to do. But, you know, they're parents, you know, they've been through the teenage phase and they've grown out of the hormonal, hopefully, areas of their lives. And, you know, they can see things a bit clearer than you could, you know, with some experience. Like, they have some things to say and they're just trying to look out for you. They don't want you to fuck up your life. You know, it's really cool. But at the same time, you know, at the second verse that I write, you know, it's basically talking about just hanging out with my friends and partying. But that's what you do in your early 20s, to me. You know, you figure out who you are, you hang out with a bunch of people, you find out who you don't want to be, you find out who you may want to be, you get too drunk a few times and figure out that's not how you want to live your life. You do something stupid and realize that's not how you want to live your life. But then I guess, you know, the older, you know, it's kind of true what they tell you, you know, when you're younger, that like, you know, you start losing friends and stuff like that. Like, I've gotten older and I've lost, I think, a lot of my friends that I used to hang out with back in the day. And, I mean, I'm not mad at them for it. It's just, I know we all grow up, you know, become quotation marks adults and have our adult lives. But I do, you know, cherish those memories that I had with them. And, you know, it's good, you know, make memories with people while you can, because you don't know how long they're going to be in your life. You know, whether they go do something different with their life or, you know, and I don't mean any harm to anyone, but if they just die randomly, you know, and you'll never get those chances again. You know, make the most time you can with the people that are around you as much as you can. I think is kind of the mantra of like that verse in general. And I kind of still believe that to this day.
That was so beautiful. What's up?
Thanks, man.
Almost made me cry a little bit. We'll start verse or the hook and then verse 3.
Dang,
You can be anything you want to be. You just need a little strategy. It's the little things in life that you gotta appreciate. Life's great. You have a lover, keep them close. They'll be there when you need them the most. Cherish the time with your family and friends. You never know when it ends. And stay so in love. Everyone has a different purpose for living currently. Mine is to put voice to my writtens. Give a little bit of relief for a stressful life. Maybe after a time you get in a fight with your wife and you told yourself it's finally time to give up, but you heard a song I made and it helped you keep your head up. You walk back inside, give her a kiss and a hug, tell her I know you're crazy, but I'm so in love. If something makes you happy in life, pursue it. You don't need Nikes on just to go do it. And sometimes you say screw it, I'm not making progress anyway. Well, let's take an old saying, Rome wasn't built in a day. And every time you take a step, you're laying down wet cement. And every time you earn respect, another tile palette. And one day you will tower high into the sky. People will see you build success and that you made your own life.
Those guys didn't think I would do it. I told you I was going to do it.
See, before you said it was Barack Obama who had that, I thought the whole thing was you saying that, you know, people would say you weren't going to do it, become a rapper, and you're doing it. So I felt like the reason you made that happy ending like that. But I know you just sampled Barack Obama.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it was part of the beat, but in the end, yeah, I mean, exactly how you viewed that is exactly how I viewed it by the time. Like, oh shit, this kind of works. Like, y'all didn't think I was gonna do it. I did it, you know. I thought it was a really cool, coincidence, like how I'm talking about, trying to build your life, and then saying, "Oh, y'all didn't think I was gonna do it, but look, I did it." Like, I didn't do that on purpose, but it did become that in the end, which was really cool.
It worked itself out. Silver lining.
Hell yeah.
Anything you want to say about this verse? I don't think I have any questions about it. It's all out there. Gives it. It's pretty much taken at face value. That's what it is.
I did like, to me, I don't know how much of this I wrote before I like went back and looked at it, but I remember the very first line, the very first bar that I wrote for this verse. I didn't like it because it basically doesn't rhyme. Because it's like everyone has a different purpose for living currently, minus if it voice in my writtens. So I'm trying to kind of rhyme a little bit of the it part and living and written kind of together, but they're not really, what is it called? They're not a perfect rhyme, but they're not even the second one, which is like even a cohesive rhyme. It's like a incohesive rhyme. It's like the third one, which is like the worst, not the worst rhyme, but if you make it right, like it's like it's like when you say I can make Thursday and thirsty rhyme when I say Thursday. But anyway, I remember writing this and being like, man, I really don't like that this is like what I did or how I wrote this. I tried to figure out different ways to start it, and I just could not figure out anything. But then after I started writing it and I finished it, this was like one of my best like image writing bars that I've ever done, where like I kind of like send you through a little bit of emotion, especially if you've ever been in a relationship with someone. You kind of know the feeling of like, oh man, like I hate this chick. Like I should probably just like leave her ass, F this hoe. And it's funny because I write it in here, and I guess because of my depressive self with past thoughts of suicide, I was like, you told yourself it's finally time to give up. And I was like, I really meant give up as in give up in the relationship, but it could be taken as it's finally time to give up. Like, I'm just going to end it today. F everything. But hopefully it's taken in the other sense when other people listen to it, that give up on the relationship, not give up on life.
I didn't take
but
it
I
that
like,
way.
huh?
I took it as give up on life.
But like looking at it or listening to it, years later, it was really good. And it went with the whole thing, you walk back inside, give her a kiss and a hug, tell her I know you're crazy, but I'm so in love. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed that part.
How it all kind of came together in the end. And then the last half bar, like, it's all, to me, it's just straight inspiration. Like, the way I wrote it was great. It's actually this verse that makes me feel good whenever I listen to this song. Like, the other verses are pretty good, they're all right, but it's this one that makes me like damn, okay, cool. You need to listen to yourself, Mr. Fuentes. Like, those days that you're feeling down, if you have something that makes you happy, pursue it. Like, just go do it. And then even like the stuff that I say, like, I ain't making progress anyway. And it's just like, I even had like, because those are things that I do say to myself sometimes. I'm sitting here working on music and I'm like, dude, this isn't fucking going nowhere, dude. Like, I've already re-recorded this verse like 5 times and it doesn't sound how I want it to sound. And it's just like, I might as well just give up. Like, I quit. Like, this is it. And, Rome wasn't built in a day, man. Just give it time, work on it, come back to it again. Don't get frustrated. I like that I put that in this song. And actually, the last 4 bars of this track was actually a verse that I wrote randomly, just sitting in my car in the parking lot of Whataburger when I got off of work one day. I got off of work and I had this like these 2 bars in my head, and I just sat in my car, and I don't know why or what, it just sparked off a whole. I did a whole 16-bar verse in like 10 minutes, just everything was fire, like the whole thing. It was all inspirational from beginning to end. And I actually tried to fit that into this verse, but because of I don't know because of how long it was, but the only parts that made sense was the last 4 bars. So I just took those 4 bars and put it into this song. Like every time you take a step, you're laying down wet cement, and every time you're respecting another tile palette, you know. I don't know. It was just a really cool. The whole verse that I wrote, I think it started off with comparing myself to like an engine, and somehow it went from that to comparing myself to building a tower. My life, it's like building a tower or something like that. But it ended up working for this song, so I used it.
Yeah, I really like the last 4 bars. They're really good. I think it's probably one of your, I want to say one of your better ones on this album, but it could be one. It could be your best one, but
Mm-hmm.
definitely top 5 on this album at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But,
no, I mean it's good. I like it.
is there anything else you want to talk about on the song?
No, not really. I mean, it's pretty, like you said earlier, it's pretty straightforward. You know, like I said, I just like going back and you know taking time to revisit these songs. It's just really crazy how well organized I put some of these things and how the story progression goes. Like, you know, like I said on Night Out, you know, sometimes I really do get really impressed, not to sound cocky or anything, but it's just, I am really impressed with younger me and how his mind frame was at the time. Cause I know throughout my life, my mind frame has definitely not been this my whole life or most of my life.
Okay. The next song we're going to be talking about was going to be Rpt Poetry Slam. However, you do have features on that one. And I know yesterday we were talking about doing the other features all together. So next one's going to be Random Thoughts,
Okay.
episode 4.
Are we gonna wait? What did you say? We're gonna do the features on a different one?
Yeah, probably like bonus episodes or something where we can like condense them together.
Okay, yeah. Well, Rpt Poetry Slam, yeah, there is some fun little like stories in that one because I got to record other people, and on both of those are people that had never recorded a track ever before, and
If you're able to get them on, they want to jump on, you still talk to them. More than
I
welcome,
really
whatever we do.
don't, but I could tell their side of the story. That's what I meant.
Oh, okay, cool. But yeah, next one will be Random Thoughts. We'll do Rpt Poetry Slam at a later episode.
Mm-hmm.
But as of now, that's it pretty much for. Close at me. That's it pretty much for this episode of So in Love. Make sure to give us follows on all our social medias. You can follow me at Wrestling Tacos on Instagram. WRASSLINTALKOS. I do wrestling content, videography. My wife does photography on there, and interviews. And subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're listening. YouTube.com/Imosol Productions. We hit 500 as of recording, so get us to 1,000 this year if we're able to. That'd be great. And stop throwing clothes at me. And you can plug your social medias, Mr. Fuentes.
Yeah. And again, I'm Mr. Fuentes. You can check out my music on Spotify or anywhere else that you stream music on, Apple Music, whatever. Just search Mr. Fuentes. And then you can check out my social medias. I've been trying to be a little more active as of lately, so hopefully you'll be seeing some more stuff. But you can check out my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Mr. Fuentes 361. And yeah, thank y'all for tuning in and listening. And like Franco said, that the next episode is going to be Random Thoughts. I don't know if that song is anywhere for me to show y'all, because when I had tried to upload it to SoundCloud had pinned it because it's an instrumental from another artist. So they were like, "Hey, that's a totally another artist's track," and they didn't let me put it up. So I ended up pulling it down. But if you ever got the actual album from me, and we'll be able to listen to it like live, I'm sure Franco has the audio file somewhere for us to be able to play it. But yeah, it's one of my one of my more deeper songs, and I don't want to say there's a lot to go through, but there's definitely a lot of things on that track that we'll go over when we go over to it. But there's some things on that track that's definitely personal and metaphorically crazy, honestly. But yeah, we'll go over it.
And make sure you give Mr. Fuentes a follow on Instagram and Facebook. He is posting posting up stuff whenever you have questions about tracks before we go over them. So if y'all do have questions, we can answer them in the episode. So before we end up doing random thoughts, he'll post up a picture or a story, whatever, of the thing, so you can comment or you can write to him, hey, I have this question about random thoughts, or I have this question about So in Love, or yada, yada, yada. So give him a follow, Facebook and Instagram and all those other social medias. But until then, we'll catch y'all guys in the next one. Peace.
Peace.